Now, President Trump hosted perhaps the world's biggest sporting star, Cristiano Ronaldo, at the White House, and he spoke about just how thrilled Barron, his son Barron, was by the visit from the soccer star.
You know, my son is a big fan of Ronaldo, wherever Ronaldo is here. Ronaldo. And Barron got to meet him, and I think he respects his father a little bit more now, just the fact that I introduced you. So I just want to thank you both for being here. Thank you very much.
CJ, tell me about this visit. Ronaldo has spoken in the past about wanting to meet Donald Trump, and he's got issues that he wants to advocate with the president.
It was incredible. It was two goats walking through the White House at one time. You know, some people are equating it to a petting zoo at this point, right? It's incredible to see. You know, two of the greatest that have done what they've done. You know, one of the greatest presidents of my lifetime, the greatest sports, soccer star in my lifetime as well. So it was incredible to see. No surprise that Barron was excited to see them both. Probably definitely gave him some cool dad points with Barron for sure, and I don't blame him for it.
Now, I've got to play you this clip. This has caused some outrage over the last 24 hours or so. And again, it's another clash between President Trump and a member of the media. And just listen to what he says here.
Yeah, if there's nothing incriminating in the file,
Quite piggy. I mean, it's particularly funny because Trump is sensibly proportioned himself. What has been the reaction to those two words?
Well, this is the Maha administration. You know, I think he was just giving her some advice.
Oh, jeez. CJ, that is harsh. Now, let's talk about New York. We're waiting with bated breath for Zohran Mamdani to take over as mayor, and he is assembling quite the team, CJ. This is the woman Mamdani has just endorsed for a New York State Assembly seat in Queens. Her name is Aba Kawas, and here she explains that 9/11 was due to capitalism and racism, white supremacy, and of course, Islamophobia.
The system of capitalism and racism and white supremacy, etc., and Islamophobia have all been used, to colonize lands, right, to take resources from other people. And so this is like a long trajectory, and we're just seeing the manifestations of that continuation, right, with 9/11. And so a lot of times when people are asking us to respond about, attack, right, if you look back, like, historically, right, a lot of us come from lands that were colonized, lands where wars are being waged.
CJ, she went on to decry America not paying reparations for genocide and colonialism. It just seems unbelievable to me that these sorts of characters are running for office and being elected to office in New York City.
You're right. It's completely unbelievable. But what's also unbelievable is how many times she said "like" in that entire clip. Take a shot every time she says "like." You'll die from alcohol poisoning. It actually would not, be well for you. I think that Mamdani is endorsing people that will carry on his legacy, one of which we have yet to establish. But we know what it will actually have to come to bear, because we've seen that in many socialist countries all throughout the world. They all fail. They all come, to die. And it's unfortunate that he continues to double down on his failed policies, but we knew that to be true. Many people warned that if we elected Zohran Mamdani, or should I say the people of New York elected Zohran Mamdani, that he would try to bring up 1,000 of him. And so I think we need to be assertive about combating that, fighting against it, because if we don't, that's the end of our nation. And so I think that this is a warning call, but I hope more so that's a wake-up call as well for people that are sitting on the sidelines.
CJ, tell me about this new data from the US Department of Agriculture revealing fraud and misuse of SNAP benefits. SNAP stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Food stamps is what most folks know them as. CJ, the scale of this program is crazy. More than 40 million Americans are using food stamps, and many of these, perhaps most of them, are able-bodied, they're capable of working, and yet they require food stamps?
Yeah, Rita, what we also call food stamps here in the States is EBT, but I hope these people were more concerned about getting a JOB. That'd probably be a bit more helpful, right? And I think that it's unfortunate when I see folks like this on TikTok saying, I can't believe that, due to the government shutdown, I won't be able to depend on, so-and-so to fund my, infatuation with jumbo crab legs and exotic dinners. It's like, no, how about you go get a job and pay for it yourself? And here's the deal, in the richest country in the world, one of the most preeminent countries in the world, I don't believe that any child should go hungry, but I also believe in ending a cycle of dependence upon the government. The Democrats were very intentional from this, from the beginning about creating this dependency because they believed that if they replaced, the role of the father and many such things with the government, that people would always be dependent on the government, so they would never vote against them. And so I think that this is, of course, the type of reality that they, brought to fruition. But we've got to fight back against this. The idea that there is so much scamming and fraud and abuse occurring in the system is disgusting. These are hardworking taxpayer dollars that are being used and abused, and it needs to come to an end.
CJ Pearson, thanks so much for your time tonight.
Good to see you.